Okay, we continue from the other video. This is actually the continuation of what we solved. We have to solve this without using table. Just simplify it and get your answer without using table. Now I'm going to apply the law here simply. So we have question 4, log 2 to base 8 minus log 0.25 to base 8 plus log 32 to base 8. So we're going to solve this. Now I decided to pick this question that have decimal. It looks scary at times to some students, so we are going to solve it together to show you that it's not as difficult as you think it is. So we have that. So this will now be log 2. Since the base, all the base are the same. Since the base are the same, we can just apply the laws of logarithm. So remember, this is minus, so we divide by 0.25, then we multiply this by 32. Multiply that by 32, because this divided by this times 32 to base 8. Now by the time we go on with that, we find out that this is the same thing as having log. Now 2 times 0.25 will give us 8, so that will be 8 times 32 to base 8. Now 8 times 32 to base 8. 8 times 32 is 256. That is to say log 256 to base 8. Now we have that to base 8. Now we know that we can reduce this to powers of 2, so that will become log. Now 256 to base 8 rather. 256 is the same thing as having 2 raised to power 8. 2 raised to power 8 will give us 256 to base 8. Sorry that this is a bit thick. To base 8. Now we have that. Now we bring out this 8. Take this 8 out, so that will become 8 log 2 to base 2 raised to power 3. So we have that. Now we can continue here. Let's manage this place and continue. Now I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to bring this out as well. So we have our 8 times, this is 3, so that will be 1 over 3. Don't forget what I said. Whenever the base is the one that have the power, you take the reciprocal, times log 2 to base 2. So that will now be equals to, now that will be 8 times 1 over 3 times log 2 to base 2 is 1. So at the end of the day, we have our answer. 8 times 1 over 3 is 8 over 3, which is our answer. So permit me to bring it up here, that our answer to this question will become, everything now becomes, the answer to this question now becomes 8 over 3. So everything is now 8 over 3. I just had to write it there so that you can see it better. So that is the answer to that question. Now we have another question before us, question 2. So let's try and manage this space for this one, question 2. Now this will now be log, this actually is in short form, but we're going to solve it and make it a bit easier. Now this will now be root 35. Remember, this is division because of the minus and they are the same base, so divide by root 7 to base 10. Now times everything times root 2, because of the laws. This is plus, this is minus, so for the minus we divide them, for the plus we multiply. Now this will now become, now root, according to sword, root 35 divide by root 7. Root 35 divided by root 7. If I divide root 35 by root 7, I can put them in the same, this is the same thing as having log of root 35 divided by 7. I can put them together by short form, base 10. Now times root 2 times root 2. So if I do that, I will now have log. Now that will be root 37 divided by 7 is 5. So that will be root 5 times root 2 to base 10, which will now be equals to log of, let me write log first, log of root 5 times root 2. You know that when you multiply a root by a root, and you know that these numbers are different, so that will be root 10 to base 10. You have that. Now we continue with that. This will now be log 10 raised to power 1 over 2 because of this root 10, this root. So that is why I'm having the 1 over 2 to base 10. So to base 10. And that will now be equals to 1 over 2. I'm taking it out. So 1 over 2 log 10 to base 10. And this will now be equals to, now we know that this will now be 1 over 2 times 1, which will be equals to 1 over 2. The reason is that whenever the log and the base are the same is 1. So the answer to that question is, so let me take this up and put it in a box to make it more bold. So the answer to this question now becomes 1 over 2, which is the answer to this question. So it's as simple as that.